What is going on, Emirates? We're back again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 most underrated players in the league. Now, how we're going to be breaking this down is we're going to be doing this by they don't get talked about and they're a good player. Those are like the two biggest categories when it comes to underrated. Like, people just don't talk about them and they're like really good players. So there's a lot on this list that I think needs some more marketing potential by the league. So number 5, I'm going to have Jarren Duran from the Boston Red Sox. Now, when I think about guys who are good as well, I mean, he batted a 285 in 2024, 21 home runs, 75 RBIs, 191 hits across the season. Played incredibly well for the Red Sox. One of the main reasons this team was actually pretty competitive in the whole season, to be honest. But he's just not talked about. I feel like he was more talked about after he had the whole little suspension for the language he called the guy in the stands. That's when people started talking about him a lot. But before that, underrated, bro. Underrated, in my opinion. Red Sox fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. This man he's not talked about, I feel like. So I'm going to give Jarren Duran the number 5 spot on this list. Really good player. Excited to see what Boston does next season with him on the team, obviously. But I think Jarren Duran is going to be my number 5 spot. Alright, so if we want to talk about underrated, I got to give my number 4 spot to Luis Arreaz. Obviously, he did get traded this year. He was actually pretty solid. I mean, he batted insanely well. He's at a 314 batting average of this season between both of the teams. Hit the most amount of hits pretty much in his career except for last year at 200. He had 637 at-bats as well, and 200 hits is just insane throughout that whole time. I mean, just incredible for the Padres and the Marlins. I mean, he had only 46 RBIs, but he did lead off a lot for the Padres. The thing about him, he's been an all-star the last 3 seasons. In 24, 23, 22, he's been in the MVP voting the last 3 seasons as well. And in the last 2 seasons, he also won a Silver Slugger award. And I feel like he's still not talked about enough. I mean, he really is that guy when it comes to hits. If he's going to get on base, man, this is your guy. He also can steal a little bit. He had 9 stolen bases this season. So he does have a little bit of speed over there as well. So overall, not bad for Luis Arreaz. I think he's one of those players that's going to get more love over, the coming seasons. But he's been on a couple teams through trades, But I don't know, in my opinion, he's been perfect for the Padres, and that's why he's coming at number 4 on my list. So coming in at number 3, it is Mr. Milwaukee himself, Willy Adames. Obviously had an insane season for this team, and he's really been a star. It's actually his best statistical season. He's at the highest MVP voting in his career at number 10, and he's also been playing extremely well. Batted a 251, not incredible batting average, let's be honest, but he had 112 RBIs, which is absolutely insane. 32 home runs on this season. Extra base hits were insane. He had 33 doubles. So, I mean, just really solid. Stole 21 bags, too. So, pretty underrated when it comes to the steals category. And overall, Willy Adames is that guy for me. Never talked about at all. Like, if you really break it down, I remember there was some NL Central stuff. People were underrating this team, Milwaukee, right, through the 2024 season for some reason. They said they weren't going to win the division. I don't know how those people have a platform. They're just wrong. I mean, I don't know how that works. Yeah, they actually ranked a lot of the shortstops. I think the NL Central was one of them, and they ranked him at like a 3 or 4 out of the 5 teams in the division, which was just insane to me. I mean, he's number 1 clearly for me in hitting, fielding, when it comes to all that stuff. He is that guy, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the Giants moving forward. But for me, he's at a number 3 spot. He's really not talked about at all when it comes to shortstops, when it comes to even the Milwaukee Brewers. He's just not talked about. Coming in at number 2, I got Brent Rooker. Now, Brent Rooker has been getting some more media attention, I will say that, so that's very good to see that. I like that a lot. But this season, it was the best year by far. He wasn't an all-star this season, which was unfortunate. He was an all-star in 2023 when I thought they were going to trade him. Not an all-star this year, but he gets 10th in the MVP voting, and he also gets a Silver Slugger award in 2024. So, I mean, incredible season from him. Back to 293 this season, absolutely insane. 39 home runs, 112 RBIs, 11 stolen bases for the A's. Also walked a decent amount. He's been walked 59 times, and he's got also 28 extra base hits. He's got 160 hits across this season. I mean, Brent Rooker for the A's has been insanely well for this team. Main reason they didn't want to trade him because he was so good. And that's why he might get a long extension moving forward so they can actually get him to Vegas, which will be very exciting. So, I don't know. Very exciting from what the A's have planned. I like Brent Rooker a lot. He's been one of my favorite players for a decent amount of time. I'd say even back when I first saw him play for the Twins in 2020, he was actually not bad at all. He actually slashed pretty good that season for how many at-bats he got. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been a really big fan of Brent Rooker his whole career. So, I think he should get more media attention. He's one of my favorite players. Don't know all the good things I can say about him. If you guys follow him on Twitter, by the way, this man is hilarious. I mean, every tweet he has. I remember the parlay memes when some people were betting on his parlay and he said, "I simply do not care." I mean, this guy's funny. I don't know. Brent Rooker's that guy. I think he's getting more media attention, so that is very good. I like to see that. But he's still underrated a little bit. Coming in at number 1, I have Ketel Marte. In my opinion, the most underrated player in this league. I mean, he's been on Arizona for a while now, but he's been insanely good. I mean, even his 2019 season, where he was probably the most talked about, he ended up becoming an all-star that season. He was 4th in the MVP voting. Hit extremely well at a 230 batting average. I mean, that's just insane right there. But then you get to 2024, and he's also doing insane. You come off that World Series, kind of lost for them. Still bats at 299 this season. He has about 95 ribbies. He's got 36 home runs. He's got 25 extra base hits, 147 hits. He's 3rd in MVP voting, wins the Silver Slugger this year. I mean, for me, Ketel Marte is never really talked about. He was talked about a lot in the postseason, obviously, because they were good in the postseason, right? And it batted extremely well. But, I mean, with the season he's having, he wasn't talked about just because the MVPs, I feel like we're pretty unanimous this season with the whole Aaron Judge thing getting first. Bobby Witt Jr. was unanimous second. And, Juan Soto was unanimous third, kind of. Then you get to the NL, where Ohtani was unanimously the MVP. And then it kind of trickled down from there, where Ketel Marte was like unanimously third, pretty much. So, it is what it is. But yeah, he's definitely underrated. Arizona doesn't really get talked about, I think, a lot as a team in general, just because they're kind of a smaller market, even though they can be really good. But for me, I think Ketel Marte is one of the most underrated players in the league coming off that season. So, in my opinion, that's what I think. Let me know who you guys think in the comment section down below for underrated players. There's a lot more as well. I only did 5, because there's definitely a lot more in the league that are underrated. But these are my picks. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.